the search coordinators could meet, thank you, and also the nurses, the fantastic physicians, and so many good souls in the background. That's incredible what this wonderful organization has achieved so far. We truly admire what you have achieved, and we will continue our life-saving mission together. It is wonderful to have you, Steve, and you, Marcel, as valued experts also in our DKMS Medical Council for many years now. And this helps us truly to get your advice in promising new therapies and really advice in how can we do better research and development. And therefore also my colleague Johannes is here today because he's not only the director of our clinical trials unit and the medical expert, he's also a transplant physician in Dresden. He has two hats. And he advises us also what we can do better. And that makes it so exciting. As we love to partner with you here at City of Hope, we brought a little gift over, which shall be a symbol and our deep commitment to our joint cause. Together, we make a large difference. He's still working on it. So, together, let's overcome borders to avoid that families must lose a loved one from leukemia or lymphoma. This is the legacy of Mechthild Haaf, and since 1991, Peter Haaf, with 1,500 people in our organization in the back, fights blood cancer. Till today, we could give the more than 115,000 second chances at life, and we won't stop. That's our promise to all of you, together, all together. We will be game changers. I want to be game changers together with you for a better future and quality of life for patients in need, with our life-saving heroes. Thank you and rock and roll.
Okay, thank you. It was eloquent, and thank you for reading Peter's message here. Sorry about Guy and Katerina, we're not here, but next year we'll send a plane for you. So one thing I didn't mention that I learned when working with the search coordinators, the 20,000th transplant that we did this past April, I went and looked. The donor is a DKMS donor. So we will see. We'll be celebrating with him also. So today also demonstrates that the ways in which we are bound together are not limited by borders or age, gender, ethnicity, social status, wealth, or how or where you pray. Our work here at City of Hope and with DKMS is transcendent and is what binds us all to one another into a greater human family. The transplants that we perform here, as everybody I guess in this room 10 knows, are one of the most complex procedures we do at City of Hope, and involves the dedication of so many people, only some of whom I'm going to acknowledge today, and Elke already did to some degree. The first, of course, is Dr. Marcel van den Brink, who is president of the City of Hope, our chief physician executive, who is also a renowned scientist and is also a transplanter. He is chair of the medical board at DKMS, and thus is another connection across the world. Our chairperson of hematology and transplant is Dr. Eileen Smith. Who leads all the physicians and scientists in our effort to do clinical care and research. Dr. Rio Nakamura is the director of our bone marrow program. And Dr. Manzur Al-Malki directs our unrelated donor program and basically picks the donors. So it's with his staff who identify each donor for each patient who comes here for therapy. The lab in which this is achieved is overseen by Dr. Keti Gezahazda. She leads the laboratory that does the DNA typing that identifies the donors. And her group of coordinators that sit every Wednesday. You can go by this room and you see the folders and the binders. Very serious meeting where they are identifying which patient will go with which donor. They are, as we like to say, our matchmakers. And one of the unique aspects of their matchmaking, the marriages that they arrange, those marriages are lifelong. We have a very Catholic approach to what we do. Those staff are the first people I see when I come in the morning. I never get here early enough to where they're not already there. And when I leave at night, they are still there. They're the last people I see and the first person I see the following morning. So I'd like to ask all of them who are here to stand too, because they are the guts of this place. I'm not turning them into yeah. And then there's the pheresis staff. You know, you can see the Amini building. They collect all the stem cells that either we manage or they come in from DKMS and we manage them and get them distributed. So it's, you know, I like to tell to Dr. Smith, one of the nice things about the City of Hope is the fact that nobody really knows except us how this really works. So we make it clear what we need to pull it off, and you know they are supportive and believe in us for what we do. It's one of the reasons why I tell patients, people in the clinic or in the hospital room, that it may just be me in the room, or Dr. Smith, or Dr. Mora, or Dr. Nakamura, or any of our staff who are in the room with them. But in fact, there are thousands of people in that room, each of whom are doing their part that really makes it happen. And absent any one of them, it doesn't work. And I think we are, through Dr. Smith and Dr. Vandenbrink, Dr. Almanki and Dr. Nakamura, we rely on them to make sure that we have what it takes to save a life. And most importantly, the group I've not mentioned are our nurses. And they are, as one of the patients years ago described, they are our angels in disguise. Their skilled and gentle hands embrace each patient on their journey, night and day. You've heard me say, I mean, tiresomely so, that the best part of my day is change of shift. Is watching one group of nurses hand over the care of a group of patients to the nurses that are coming on. Now that's not just true in the transplant program. You go any place in the City of Hope, surgery, pediatrics, medical oncology, you see that same handoff at the same time every day. It's really part of what is so magical about the City of Hope. So someone describes them as angels in disguise. From my perspective, our nurses are angels, but they don't wear wings. They wear nursing uniforms. That's who these people are, right there, right in front. So every transplant patient understands that the care we give is not on the clock, and we do not use the word hope casually. Like stem cells, hope flows in our veins. Our physicians and scientists are aided by thousands of nurses, pharmacists, therapists, whose competence and compassion help each patient recover from their disease. And as some of you know, in the history of this program, we actually have extended the age at which a transplant could be done. So Dr. Nakamura knows, because we were talking about this, and Dr. Amalki kind of led the charge on this. There was a time in this program years ago where we were uncertain about whether we could pull this off for anybody over the age of 30. And so now we have moved that decade by decade by decade, and now we have people who've undergone transplant in their 80s. It's a new club of people. And it means that the opportunity for cure is not limited by one's chronological age. The staff are that main ingredient, and everybody knows about it. And it's something we're incredibly proud of, that we can not only save children, but their grandparents, and in some cases their great-grandparents. So how did all this happen? How is it that we're all here? Certainly it's from dedicated people who are bright and energetic and committed. No one who works here comes here accidentally. And as Dr. Trisal, who I'm glad to see is back here, he knows this as well as anybody, being a fully famous oncologic surgeon, but who's responsible in many ways for the docs in this place with Dr. Van Den Brink. He and the two of them really carry the flame for maintaining who it is that we are, whether you're in the surgery recovery room, or in the ICU, or on the transplant floor. People don't come here accidentally, and if they don't have the right way about them, they're not going to last. And we'll invite them to leave, or they'll leave on their own accord, because there's something special about it. But what really makes this place unique is the philanthropic spirit of City of Hope, led by Kristen Bertel. I think over the years I have come to appreciate even more deeply that there's no aspect of City of Hope that has not been touched by her and her staff. And the giving of generous donors who bravely, really bravely and generously entrust us in our work. There's not a brick in any building in this campus, or pipette in this lab, or any life saved, and frankly this tent, these grounds, that was not made possible by the history of philanthropy at City of Hope, now led by Kristen. So it would not be possible to do what we do without her and their staff and the people that they bring to us to meet and hopefully engage their trust and generosity. So along with our staff, they are also in that room with the patient, as are the donors, and we are grateful for all of them who, please stand up. They don't all know who you are, you know? So Kristen thinks I embarrass her intentionally. And the fact is, she's right. Why not? It's so easy, you know? So on this special day, I'm pleased to introduce you to my colleague and my good friend, Dr. Manzar Al-Malki, who directs our allogeneic transplant program. He will share with you the wonderful story of Nicholas DeGraw, who will meet the young man who saved his life, who came all the way here today from Wien, Germany.
Thank you, Dr. Foreman. Very nice talks this morning. Thank you all for being here. Nick DeGraw, he was in his second year in UCI pursuing a degree in mechanical engineering when he began to feel unusual, tired and sick. Like many college students might, he assumed it was something relatively common, perhaps mononucleosis, but instead he received a life-altering diagnosis of acute lymphoblastic leukemia. Imagine being in college thinking your biggest worry are midterms, projects, and maybe party here and there. And then in a minute, everything changed. A cancer diagnosis at such young age is not just devastating, it is disorienting. Yet Nick faced this immense challenge with remarkable resilience and unwavering positive spirit. He never let the weight of the situation dim his outlook. Nick's story is also testament for extraordinary advances in cancer treatment and donor matching made by institutions like City of Hope. Not long time ago, bone marrow transplant required a perfect 100% donor match, and often difficult and discouraging hurdle. But today, thanks to groundbreaking research and clinical trials, patients like Nick can receive transplant from a partial match donor, dramatically increasing their chances of undergoing a life-saving procedure. Nick enrolled in the ACCESS trial, which used one of these innovative post-transplant therapies. And in September 2022, and more than 5,000 miles away in Rhein, Germany, Alexander Hopp answered the call to be Nick's donor. That act of generosity, courage, helped a lot saving this life. Today, I'm very happy to share that Nick is cancer-free.
Bravo.
And next month, he will graduate with a degree in mechanical engineering. And I tell Nick, your City of Hope team will be cheering for you from far away when you graduate. You are a bright, determined young man with an incredible future ahead of you. We are all proud of how far you've come. In my absolute honor, I would like to introduce to you Nick McDowell and his donor who helped make this possible, Alexander Hopp.
I'd just like to say thank you so much to City of Hope and Dr. Amalfi's team for being so welcoming and guiding in this difficult journey, for my family for giving me their unending support and love, and finally to my donor Alexander for giving me the gift of a second life. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone. I tried on English, but my English is not the best, so I had to write down something. I tried. I'm truly grateful to be part of this wonderful event organized by City of Hope. It means a lot for me to stand on the stage right now. When I received the message from the German DKMS in the year 2022 that somebody needs my donation, it was directly clear to me, if I can help, I will do. It was truly an honor to be able to save a life with such little effort. I'm very happy to finally meet the recipient in person and have them standing right next to me. Thank you.
So one of them is overwhelming enough every year, and the fact is we try to do two of these. It's getting to be, even more deeply felt and never gets old. I do want to comment a little bit on Dr. Amalfi because he won't tell you this a bit. But under his leadership with Dr. Nakamura, there's been a sea change in what we can do at City of Hope for people in terms of the types of transplants we do, the degree of mismatch that was impossible to overcome at some point. And importantly, we don't just do transplants to mix up people's DNA. We do transplants to cure leukemia. And the innovations that he and others in this institution have pulled off to make it possible to cure what is really the incurable has really been part of the legacy of City of Hope that we share with the world. So I'm just doing this because I'm doing it. So now it's my turn to talk about one of my patients. It's my honor to share the story of Peter Arnaud, who found out that he had leukemia on Christmas Day in 2018. What was thought to be a minor illness turned out to be a life-threatening diagnosis. He was living in Nevada with his family where he works. with the government, basically, of the state of Nevada. And through friends, he was encouraged to come to City of Hope and to our leukemia program. You can only imagine what it was like for him to tell his 4 children about the diagnosis, and then he got on an airplane and came to the City of Hope where we awaited him that day. We'll tell you, Pete's going to kill me for this, but what the hell, you know? So we waited. We weren't sure exactly when he was coming. It was Christmas week, and you know, one thing about this place that Dr. Vanderbrink, and make sure we do is that we are here every day for somebody in need. That is really the essence of our program. So we were there, and Pete, I went to see him in his room, and there's Pete. Now, as you're going to Pete's a big, muscular guy, okay? And I went into the room, and there's Pete, and there are 2 guys behind him who are about 6'5"